the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of had a bounce back game against the Ravens. They won the game, but I think more importantly, they kind of got their identity back and they got a little bit more physical. And it was something that I had been talking a lot about with the Steelers, about how they lost their physicality. And I have some stats here, and I tweeted these out today. They gave up 172 rushing yards against the Bengals, 159 to the Chargers, 229 to the Lions. And then they were able to hold Baltimore, who Lamar Jackson on his own can get 200 rushing yards. They hold them to 107. And this all came up because Cam Hayward was talking about TJ Watt playing angry and that kind of thing. And TJ Watt is one of those guys, like, if you're going to be successful, you need TJ Watt to be success. You need TJ Watt to be in the game. And Gary DeLuke put this out today, and it's pretty. He said TJ Watt is averaging 1.6 sacks per game, which means he would get 8 more over the final 5 games. If he continues that pace and stays healthy, that would give him 24 sacks, eclipsing the record of 22.5 set by New York Giants defensive end Michael Strahan in 2001. So obviously he's going to be an important piece of that team. Steelers are a long shot to make the playoffs, but they're still in that conversation. Winning that game against the Ravens kept them in the conversation. And I think for them to be successful, they have to keep winning in the trenches, right? They have to be able to neutralize other teams' run games because the book's kind of out, just run the football on them. But they also need to be able to pound the rock themselves and move that football. And that's something they have struggled with from time to time this year. And they need to play physical Steelers football. I need to ask you, when it comes to playing physical, and the Patriots are a team that plays physical, the Colts are a team that play physical. You can't have a good run game without playing physical. Why does a team like Pittsburgh just seem to go on and off when it comes to physicality, both offensively and defensively? Like, it just comes and goes throughout the season. And how can this team consistently play that bruising, bashing, and win in the trenches on a consistent basis?
Well, defensively for Pittsburgh, TJ Watt and Tuitt are huge motivators, not just for being on the field, but what they do for the rest of the team when they are on the field. They themselves may not even have a great game, but because they are on the field and the physicality and the energy that they bring on the game, like, brings everybody else on that defense around them up and increases their play as well and makes them try harder and bring that extra physicality. So in my opinion, those two specific players, even Hayward, Hayward, Tuitt, and Watt, when all 3 of those guys are on the field, this is a scary defense. I mean, I love what Fitzpatrick brings back in the secondary, but those 3 guys up in the front 7 bring it when they're there, and they lift the rest of the team. On offense, man, it's the offensive line, right? It is that offensive line. They have to find a way of setting their tone. No matter how many times you feed the ball to Najee Harris, if that offensive line is not pushing and opening holes for him, then you're going to seem soft. No matter how hard Najee Harris is running the football, no matter how many times Ben Roethlisberger gets hit in the backfield and shakes somebody off to throw the football, if that offensive line isn't out there pushing people, they're going to be deemed soft.